Welcome to the Growth Now Movement. I'm your host, Justin Shank. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and podcaster who years ago decided to go on a journey on how to grow in all areas of my life. What I found out was it's really a matter of focusing on the four pillars of life: business, relationships, spirituality, and wellness. And that's what we do here. We explore how to continuously grow in those areas, all while having a ton of fun doing it. I'm really excited you're on this journey with me. Now let's get to this week's episode. All right, so this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. If you guys have been following the podcast at all, you know that I have 4 things I do every single day without negotiation. And these habits have really changed my life. They've allowed me to reach goals. They've allowed me to find fulfillment in my relationships and my health and all these other places that are so important. And one of those things is I do daily visualizations. Now, sometimes these visualizations are grand, the big picture where I want to be in 5, 10, 15 years from now. Sometimes they're small. Sometimes the visualization practices are for something that I'm doing later that day, whether it's speaking or guesting on a podcast or interviewing a big guest for this podcast. It's what I do every single day in order to get clear on what it is I'm supposed to be doing here in the future in order to reach my goals. And I find it to be super helpful. It's really made the actions that I needed to take to get to the big goal really, really easy. And so what I wanted to do this week on the show is walk you through a visualization practice. Now, I'm going to ask you guys here in about a minute to close your eyes. But if you're driving, don't close your eyes. I do this visualization practice even when I'm driving. As a matter of fact, I'll even take music and program it to the visualization at times to add an extra layer of emotion. Now, a massive part of visualization in my mind is to make sure that you're fully immersed in that thought process in that moment, whether it's the sounds, the feelings, the emotions, the smells, all the things that are going to happen in that moment and where I'm going to take you. I want you guys to really start thinking about all of that stuff. What this visualization is going to do for you specifically is have you think big picture in your life and attach fulfillment to your long-term goals, ambitions, and visions. And so what I want you guys to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it out. Take another deep breath in, and let it out. I want you to relax your shoulders. If you are in a place where your eyes can be closed, sit in silence and stillness with your feet on the floor, very similar to a meditation. And I want you to begin to visualize yourself 5, 10, 15, even 30 years from now, and you've just reached one of your massive goals in life. For me personally, just to share an experience, it's standing on a massive stage with 6,000 people for Growth Now Summit Live. So what's yours? You had just accomplished this massive goal. What's happening around you? I want you to visualize your loved ones. I want you to visualize people who have supported you along this crazy journey of life, people who you've enjoyed the process with. They're all with you now. And you can feel their love and adoration. What do their hugs feel like? I want you to visualize what their hugs feel like. Are they crying out of happiness? Are they cheering you on? What does this look like? Who is it? Is it your wife, husband, future wife, husband? Is it your children, future children? Is it your parents? Who's with you? What does that feel like to you? What does it smell like? Do you smell the perfume or the cologne of your loved one? Do you smell your children? Sometimes they smell funny, but do you smell your children? What does it smell like in that room? Do you have a great candle lit? And what is it like to have these individuals who you care about so much show their love for you and their support? Know in that moment that you are worthy. And in this moment, you are worthy of that love. Now visualize yourself surrounded by these people cheering you on, loving you, embracing you, whatever that looks like. And you're in the perfect place that you could ever imagine. What's that place look like? Is it a beach, a lake, the mountains, a beautiful home that you have created everything that you want inside that home, but you have finally made it, whatever you think made it means? And I want you to visualize yourself in that moment and understand that you have to know what that feels like. Take that feeling into your heart and into your mind. Feel it tingle through your fingers and your toes. And know that this is going to happen. This moment that you're visualizing is real. You have finally made the impact that you wanted. You have finally been able to figure out a way to wake up every single day and smile. You have finally figured all of that out. What does that feel like? And embrace that feeling, because that feeling is going to drive you to be able to accomplish the things you need to accomplish in order to get to that vision, in order to get to that moment. And here's the magic behind all this. You guys can open your eyes if they were closed. But here's the magic behind all of that. When you tie your big visions to that emotion, to your loved ones, to the relationships you've built, to your friends, to everything from that moment, when you tie those big visions to to those individuals and those feelings, the actions become easier. So I do this very simple, basic visualization practice every single day. Like I said, my long-term one is 6,000 people in Arena for Growth Now Summit Live, and I envision, the audience and what they're going to sound like, and the music that's going to play, and the speakers that are going to speak, and what's the arena going to smell like, because I know what it smells. The particular arena that I want to rent out, I know what it smells like. So I put myself into that moment, and I own it. And what happens when we feel it in our heart for knowing that it's going to be real, the actions become easy. So many times we freeze trying to get to where we want to go because it's scary. The big vision is scary, but that's because we don't tie the emotion to that vision. And so in your daily visualization practices, whether it's you listening to this regularly or daily or whatever, tie those visions to your feelings. Make it so much more than just a goal. Goals are fleeting. Goals are a check mark. Make it an emotion. Make it a driven emotion for you to go out there and live the life that you truly want. When we have that vision tied to our hearts, we begin to easily live a life of fulfillment, because we are moving closer and closer to what it is we envision ourselves every single day. And so I challenge you to begin to put into play a daily visualization practice in any way that you want it. Like I said, sometimes it's me driving down the road, blaring music that drives that emotion and that feeling. Sometimes it's sitting in quiet, moving forward, and so on and so forth. So I want you to really think about that as you go into this daily. And once you really begin to implement these things into your daily practices, it becomes second nature. And then, like I said, once you're done, you'll feel the energy of that thing become so real that it will absolutely manifest itself in your life. This has been such a great practice for me, and I hope that you begin to do it for yourself, because it truly has been life-changing. And I really, really think it's going to be life-changing for you. If you've liked this episode, go ahead and click the subscribe button and listen to more. I'm going to bring out more solo episodes, and I'm going to share more of my daily habits and practices that have led to my success. And of course, we'll continue with the weekly interviews where I get to sit down with some of the world's most amazing people. So I encourage you to click the subscribe button. And if you love it, go rate and review it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I read every single review, and it makes me so happy. So grateful for you guys hanging out with me, and I will see you next week. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the Growth Now movement. This is how you can really help me out. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please share it out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And let's grow this movement to epic heights. And it's all going to be because of you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.